All right, everyone. Welcome to today's product webinar. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to get started. We're talking all about Google AdWords and Facebook ads through Vendasta today. So if you've ever had a hankering or been wanting to learn more about that, you're on the right webinar here right now. My name is Rylan Morris. I am the manager of sales marketing here at Vendasta. Before we even get into introductions or anything like this, can everyone hear and see me? Can you see my mouse moving around on the screen here and you can hear me loud and clear? If you could just shout out in the question box below, that would be fantastic. I just want to confirm everything is working properly. Just let me know if you can hear. Loud and clear. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Tia, Robert, Jerry. Wow, lots of people here. Great, fantastic. So once again, my name is Rylan. I am the manager of sales marketing. It's been a while since I've hosted a webinar, so I'm glad to be back. If you've ever been to our YouTube channel or joined us in webinars in past years, you know that I used to host these all the time, but yeah, that's been taken over by a few other people at our company. But I'm excited to be back for today, and I have a special guest on board with me as well. Avanish, he is our manager of digital advertising here.
Hey, everyone.
So yeah, welcome, Abby. It's absolutely fantastic to have you on. You're just here for moral support, really. You're like the guiding beacon of light here at Vendasta for everything digital ads related.
And answer any questions.
Yeah, exactly. Like I only know so much in my tiny brain, so there's a lot that. Awesome, thanks, Abby. Great. So if you're on this webinar, oh, sorry. Before I even get into things, I just want to really quickly shout out here as well. Vendasta. Going back really quick. Vendasta.com/webinars. If you are watching this on a previous recording or our YouTube channel, if you ever want to join a future webinar for Vendasta, you can join one of these two links here. So you just go to Vendasta.com/webinars. We have our sales webinar every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And our product webinars, which we're on right now, a little bit more product focused, how our solutions work, how do you order them. That's all. They happen every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can register at those links there. I want to shout out to our blog, Vendasta.com/blog, Dadvember at Vendasta. So we're kicking things off kind of today with today's webinar. We're doing a theme month, so you'll be able to see a lot of great digital ads related content roll out in the following weeks. So definitely subscribe to our blog if you haven't already, and you'll get up to the date emails with all that information of all that great content. Lots of good case studies, lots of good things like sales tools, things that you could potentially deliver to your clients if you're looking to sell, or even prospects if you're looking to sell more digital ads or more anything related to digital advertising. So fully managed digital ads through Vendasta, and specifically we're talking a little bit more in depth with Google AdWords and Facebook ads. What are Google AdWords and what are Facebook ads? Let's jump into that right away. I know there's a lot of people who have a lot of questions about these. Maybe you're an agency that sells like a listing management solution, or you're more of a traditional media company selling newspaper print ads or radio spots, and you want to get into this space. And for a lot of you, it might seem a little daunting. There's a lot to know, that's for sure. But hopefully I'll summarize it really quick and easy here for you so you can get a bird's eye view of what Google AdWords and Facebook ads are. What are Google AdWords? Well, we do a Google search here. Right here at the top, you see this little ad, of course. We've all seen these before. This is powered by Google's search network, Google AdWords search network. Google AdWords is more than just this. I think that's an assumption that a lot of people have. It's like, oh yeah, AdWords is when I do a Google search for a keyword and then that ad shows up at the top. It's a whole variety of solutions with Google. They have, of course, display ads, the actual banners that you see in websites, video ads on YouTube, the search ads I just talked about, and in-app ads as well. And why does a business want Google AdWords? Well, you're only paying per click. You're only, anytime that someone clicks on the actual ad itself, that's when you pay for the cost of that keyword that was searched for. So it's, a really good investment. If you look at something like maybe a billboard ad or a print ad in the past, you're paying for that print ad or that billboard ad, no matter how many people view it, no matter how many people actually take action on it. With this, it's like actually you're displaying it and you're promoting your brand across the web, but you're only actually paying for the time that someone actually takes action on that ad. So it's really, really quite nice, really economical for a lot of businesses. Of course, it's completely trackable. Anything digital mostly is, so you can really see your return on investment there. It's 100% transparent. And oftentimes, businesses understand what this is. They know what AdWords are. They have an idea. It's like, oh yeah, I want to show up as an ad on Google, or I want to show up in banners. but they often just don't know where to start. And that's where you come in. Why should you sell it? Well, because a lot of businesses do get it. They understand what it is, so it's easy to sell. You can get up, approach any business, and they're going to really understand what this is. Sometimes they just need a little bit more of like why their investment. Showing them like why this type of investment is actually going to bring them some more customers. You can mark it up as well. So you can charge for things like a setup fee. You can charge for creative. Obviously, if you're doing display ads, that sort of thing. Videos, definitely charge for that. And then a monthly management fee. So of course, to deliver a report back to the business to show them a return on investment, you want to charge for that. And you can mark that up. We recommend maybe like 15 to 25%. But yeah, there's good monthly recurring revenue there, just like a lot of our digital solutions. Of course, reporting is really easy and transparent. You can pull it, generally speaking, at any time to get that information to that business owner if they have any questions. I want to talk a little bit about Google AdWords certification. This is something that a lot of our partners have questions about. How do I get a Google Partner Badge? How do I become Google AdWords certified? It's really easy. All you have to do is jump over to google.com/partners. You can join right away. You don't actually need to do anything special. You essentially just sign in with your Google account. You don't even really need to verify that you're an agency or anything like that. Anyone can really go in and get this badge. Of course, if you want to get a partner badge for your agency, there are a few additional steps, which I'll go over here in a moment. But really, anyone can go in and start doing some of the quizzes that they have available right away. So here are a couple of the badges that you can get. And again, I'll show you how you can get either one of these two badges for your website. Here's the criteria. So first of all, you do need a company profile for either badge, if you want a partner badge or a premium partner badge. To get certified, one affiliated individual at your company, so someone who generally is in your digital ads division, maybe a salesperson is a good person to get this information, or if you're just the CEO and you want to have that information, great little quizzes to take. But to get your certification, you do have to take one individual certified, you have to get your AdWords fundamentals exam done, which I'll go over in a minute here, and then you have to take one additional AdWords test. And for the premium partner badges, two individuals at your agency has to do that. Your minimum spend is $10,000 US per year. So you just have to meet that requirement. And of course, you have to show some proof of performance. So, just show that you're actually putting in the ads, essentially, that you're not just spending that $10,000 just to get the badge in the end. So once you log into google.com/partners to start your certification journey, all you have to do is select the type of certification that you want. So in this case, we're going to click on AdWords. You can see there's Google Analytics, mobile sites, digital sales, but we're focused primarily on the advertising aspect. So click on AdWords. Head over to the AdWords fundamental exam. So I've taken this. It takes a while to get through, but it's definitely worth it. Lots of great information, and Google does a really good job setting this up. And again, this is entirely free. So anyone at your agency can go in and do this. And you can see the screenshot that I took here. Expired, you need to retake this exam. I do need to retake it myself. I did it around this time last year, and when I grabbed the screenshots for this particular webinar, I was reminded that I do need to go in and retake my exam. Then to become certified, all you really need to do is take one additional exam as well. So some of the choices that I've highlighted here are search advertising, display advertising, and video advertising. So that'll be YouTube. Highly recommend, at the very least, taking the search advertising exam. So AdWords fundamental, and then one additional of these 5 down below. You can take all 6 if you want to. I know Google occasionally has promotions on, or they'll send you if you get complete all your different exams, all 6 of these exams by a certain time, they might send you like a plaque or something like that. I'm not sure if they're doing anything like that right now, but there's no harm, no foul in actually going in and taking these all if you'd like. So let's talk a little bit about Facebook ads. So we're all familiar with what these are. There's ads anytime that we log into Facebook. Everyone has seen these at some point if you do use Facebook, and there's a lot of people that do use Facebook. This is taken right from Facebook's ads section of their website. So just some stats here: 1.8 billion people use Facebook every month. One of every 5 minutes people spend in the US spend is either on Facebook or Instagram. So incredibly popular apps, a lot of eyeballs on these. Really, really powerful tool if businesses want to advertise. And Facebook has their own version of, if your agency ever wants to get certified, they call it the Blueprint certification. Basically, you sign in, schedule an exam. You can take a practice exam if you'd like as well. And very, very similar to Google AdWords. They have all of the e-learning. Everything is available right on that website. So just follow that link if you want anyone at your agency to be Facebook certified as well. So let me just jump back into our offerings at Vendasta. So I've talked a little bit about Google AdWords specifically and Facebook ads specifically. We do things a little bit different for our partners, or we have been doing things a little bit different for a while. And if you're familiar with this, you've probably seen this slide before here too. Our digital ad services are broken up into 3 different things that your agency can order. And what they're broken up into is essentially the strategy. So you're selling the end result. So does the business owner want more phone calls? Do they want more store visits? Or do they want both? So a good example would be a business that may want more phone calls, like a service area business, like a plumber or a landscaper, someone that doesn't really have a physical location. They're going to want more people calling their business or even maybe filling out a form on their website, but basically requesting more information or to order a service. Store visits, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Do you have a client that's just looking for more people to walk in their front door? Maybe it's like a retail outlet. They're selling shoes and they want people to actually go in and buy their shoes in person. There might be businesses that fit both those categories though, and that's where you have phone calls and store visits. So a place like, well, the best example that comes to mind would be like a pizza place. So a business that wants people to call them and order pizza, but also wants them to visit their store and actually buy a pizza in person. So based on what makes most sense for the business that you're selling to, we have 3 different packages for you to choose from. And on the back end, we basically come up with a strategy by combining different tactics like AdWords, target programmatic display advertising, Facebook ads, of course, maybe some video involved with that. But we come up with a perfect formula to just essentially deliver those results to your clients. We deliver a report that says, hey, you got more phone calls. Hey, you got more store visits, or you got both. So really, it's an easy sell because all you're selling, or all you really need to know is what the end result is and how to fill the order form. However, we've had a lot of partners that have come to us and just asked for, hey, you know what? Can you guys just fulfill Facebook ads for me? Can you just fulfill my Google AdWords for me? I'm already doing this in-house, but I would just like the outsourcing work back to Vendasta. And for the longest time, we were like, well, it kind of has to fit into one of these 3 different strategies that we have, phone calls, store visits, or both. And it didn't really jive with some of our partners. So we wanted to open this up a little bit more. And we have we have a new digital ads option that's a la carte. This is specifically for any agency that just wants their Facebook or AdWords fulfilled. So again, if you're already doing AdWords at your agency, or if you're already doing Facebook ads, either image or video ads, Google AdWords Search Network, I should be very specific with that. That's what we do right now. You can fill out our new digital ads product. We quietly released this last month, so you should be able to go to a marketplace and enable this right away. And we'll take care of that for you. And I just want to give you a little bit of a breakdown of like what you may want to sell depending on what your agency's focus is. So a la carte is really for your clients that want to increase their brand awareness. They're more concerned about impressions, not really too concerned about those real world results like store visits or phone calls. But they're really just trying to get their brand out there. And again, this is really for an agency. If your agency already has salespeople that are well versed in selling Facebook and AdWords PPC, like this is the option that you want to look at. And what's great about this option too is it does fit on the lower end of a budget. So Abby, minimum spend for a la carte is
$300 a month.
$300. So it's definitely something that you can fit into a lot of budgets. And again, we're only really trying to increase the brand awareness for that business. Strategy focus, on the other hand, is our way to deliver better real world results that make more sense to more businesses. So again, if you want that business wants more phone calls or they want more people walking in their front door, I would suggest looking at the strategy focus packages that we have. And this is a really good option as well for any of our partners that are just kind of getting into this scene where you may want to have, you don't want to have to train your whole staff on, all the little intricacies of AdWords, of Facebook ads. You just want to sell the end result. And this typically works a little bit better if your clients have a larger budget. We can deliver better results, the larger their budget is. And minimum spend generally for Abby, what would you recommend as a minimum spend for any of those 3?
Depending on the goal, I would say probably we're looking at somewhere like $500 a minimum to drive good results and show value to an SMB so that they want to renew their campaign, right? So it would be around $500.
$500, perfect. So a little bit more, but again, you're also going to have to take into account your margins and how you're going to mark this up. We have that management fee, we have that setup fee as well included. So keep that in mind when you're setting your profit margins so that you can generate some nice monthly recurring revenue when you're selling these packages. Again, just going back to that as well. So minimum setup fee, or so how much will it cost me? Vendasta's wholesale pricing generally follows this guideline here. It varies from package to package. You can download our full pricing guide, if you notice in the bottom right corner there, just on vendasta.com/pricing if you'd like more information about that. But there's a minimum spend for the ads themselves. So as Abby mentioned, anywhere from $300 to $500. The more the spend, the better the spend, the better the results. 25% management fee is what our cut is, and that includes a lot of the reporting that we deliver, that includes any sort of communication with the client, that includes the full package through us, the full fulfillment package through us. And the setup fee does vary, but it's around $150. So definitely check out the pricing guide if you'd like more information on these different packages that we have available for digital advertising. So how to sell? How do I go to market and actually promote that my agency is selling digital advertising now that we have Google AdWords and we have Facebook ads available? Well, what's really great is we've recently released the AdWords section in the snapshot report. So if you guys have been using the snapshot recently, you may have noticed that there's a new section available right at the bottom, advertising. And the first bit that you see in the advertising section is Google AdWords. So here you get information on potential keywords that would work well in a Google AdWords campaign for this business, how many potential impressions those keywords would generate, and how many potential clicks they would bring in as well for that business. So I'm just going to give a quick little demo here of what this would actually look like in person. So I'm just heading to a partner center here, and I have a business, BMW of San Francisco. They already have a snapshot report generated for them, so I have it opened up here. So here's the snapshot. You notice that we have advertising as a new section, a new grade along the top. It doesn't actually display a grade because we haven't programmed any logic behind that. It's kind of hard to actually deliver a tangible grade with this, but we can just click on this to bring us down to the advertising section in the snapshot report. What's really cool about this information is that this information, typically, if I'm a business and I wanted this information from Google, I would actually need to set up an account with Google AdWords, sign in, and see what keywords would work well for my business. So instead, your agency is able to provide this information without that business owner ever having to go in and bring up this information themselves. Or even if you are prospecting too, and you've been signing up for Google AdWords every time you have a new prospect, just so you can see what their keywords are or what suggested keywords they should be using. This is going to save you a lot of time because we have it all out in the public, all in the open now, so you can just jump into the snapshot report, and we're going to have some of those recommended keywords here too. What's really interesting too is that we have the average cost per click displayed for each of the recommended keywords. So you notice it ranges for this particular business from anywhere from $2.78 to the higher end, which is $4.13. If you ever want to set a budget with your client, something you might want to do is just basically multiply these two amounts together, and then that'll give you like a nice sort of well, in this case, it's a lot of money because it's BMW San Francisco, but you could potentially multiply those together and just let them know how much they could potentially spend to generate that much click or to set up an actual budget for that business. One thing to point out as well, if you're ever afraid that these numbers might end up looking a little scary in your prospecting process, like maybe the average cost per click for, if I'm a computer repair place and hard drive repair, that tends to be a very expensive keyword. If you're afraid that that's going to kind of drive some of your business away just because they look at the average cost per click and it's like $50 per keyword or $100 per keyword per click, then you don't have to worry about that. We only display any keywords up to $10 average cost per click. So we won't display anything beyond $10. So definitely check this out if you haven't already. Google AdWords and Snapshot report right now. If you have existing clients who you've sold to in the past, head over to your either Sales and Success Center or Right in Partner Center here as well. You can go ahead and refresh a snapshot report in one click to bring in that new information. And yeah, and another click too, you can just email off the report to that particular client. If you did want to even to, you can, deselect or just showcase only the advertising section to that particular client of yours. So really good strategy, obviously, snapshot report, how to sell. Google AdWords, bring that up, and yeah, you'll be on your way to selling more Google AdWords to your clients. So there, I just did my demo. How to sell digital ads as well. I did want to bring this up too. A really easy way to just showcase some of the value is to do a Google search for a particular keyword for the business that you're talking to, and just look at the competitors that show up. It's not going to work every single time, but I just gave you an example right here, and this is one that I searched for earlier. So I searched for car starter. It's getting cold in Saskatchewan here. It just snowed the other day, believe it or not. And yeah, a lot of people are looking for remote car starters. They're looking for ways to start their vehicle in the morning so it's nice and warm when they get in. And yeah, I searched for car starter here, and the result that was brought in, the first result here is Canadian Tire. And if I'm talking to down below here, if I'm talking to next gen automotive installation, this is something I might want to point out to them. It's like, hey, look at this. You're competing with Canadian Tire. Even though you're in this Google Snack Pack, which is absolutely awesome because you have 57 5-star reviews, and you're totally kicking ass there. You're still being outranked by Google by Canadian Tire, just because they're paying for Google AdWords. They're paying for that search display network to showcase them at the top of the search result whenever someone looks for a car starter in Saskatoon here. So again, this isn't going to work every single time, but generally speaking, in higher populated areas for more common businesses, for keywords like flower shop or dentist or anything like that, you're going to see some paid results at the top, and that's definitely something you can point out to any of your prospects that you're talking to. What if the client or what if the prospect says something like this? I don't click on those ads. I don't ever interact with any ads. There's a couple of different things you definitely want to say to combat that objection. One thing is, of course, you aren't really paying a whole lot in the scope of things. Like, you're essentially only paying for like maybe a management fee, a setup fee, but there's that whole cost per click element, right? You're only paying for the people that really are clicking and interacting and engaging with those ads. However, if there's still resistance to that idea, hopefully your agency is selling the whole local marketing stack. If you look at the top there, things that fit every single category for this business. And something that's a really good backup plan is SEO, or search engine optimization. So in Marketplace with Vendasta, we have a really awesome resellable search engine optimization tool called SEO Network. And this is a really good option to fall back on if the individual you're talking to is not interested in paid results. Because if you go look at car starter here, if you're concerned mostly about the results that aren't paid, so this results here or down below, Canadian Tire is still ranking really high here, Audio Warehouse. Generally speaking, if someone's using Google and not clicking on the paid ad at the result as the top result, they're looking at the organic ones that show up here too. And SEO Network is going to help them rank on specific keywords like car starter Saskatoon, for example. So if I went to Next Gen Install and said, hey, like, we can install some code on your website, get SEO Network up and running, we can help you rank in these results instead, that might be more appealing to that particular individual. Already show up in search. So another objection that might pop up. So what happens if the next step here, they are this top result, they are this top organic result? Well, of course, a backup plan might be now to move on to listings. Do they have a verified and claimed Google listing? What I'm getting at really is that if you have clients that aren't interested in digital ads, there's always a nice backup plan with Vendasta. You can always go to something that is going to make sense to fill this whole digital marketing stack. And the snapshot report does a really good job with this. So if you're using the snapshot report to identify pain points for a business, we look at the one for BMW of San Francisco here, like they could be doing particularly well with advertising. they do need some improvements to their website. So, and the snapshot report is showing us this. So there's always something that we can open up a conversation with and show them something that they might need help with. And we can always help or have an opportunity to sell them something to fill their digital marketing stack. Oh, sorry. Now for a demo, I just want to quickly give you guys or show you where to actually enable this a la carte option I've been talking about. So let me head over to Partner Center really quickly here again. If you haven't already, head over to Marketplace in the bottom left here. If you click on the Products tab, under the Advertising category, you'll notice that there's a new a la carte option right at the top here. And for a lot of you, this won't be enabled yet. So head in there. There's no cost to enable this. It just means that you'll be able to start selling it right away and start ordering it for any clients that are interested in Facebook or Google AdWords. So go ahead and click on the little plus button here to enable it, get it in your store, maybe bundle it with other digital marketing solutions and create a nice compelling package there. And whenever you're ready to actually sell it, head over to the Accounts tab, and we'll bring up this particular business right here, Lunch and Brunch, and click on Activate Products, search for the a la carte option, and you'll be met with an order form. So I'm not going to go through all of the different fields in this order form. You asked for a bunch of information. And one thing I did just want to point out here is that often for some of our partners, an issue that they might face is that they have their salespeople sell this particular solution, but they aren't getting all that information from the salespeople when they need to go and fulfill this particular package. So if I'm, the digital agent at your company and I got an order from a salesperson who is requesting Facebook ads or Google AdWords for this particular business, there might be some fields that they didn't collect, or some information they didn't actually collect from that business. Like, how long should we run this campaign for? Do they know about the 3-month minimum? What are the goals for the campaign? Who do we target? Like, these are all conversations that we should be having with the business. You might want to just get that information on an onboarding call, but there's an easier way to collect that information. I'm just going to show you here as well. We do have a mock order form available, and this is accessible through Sales and Success Center as well, through under training resources. If they head over to the product page for digital ads a la carte or any of the digital ad solutions, there's an example order form under files that they can access. They can print this off, easily write in all the information that they need, and I'll just give you guys a quick look at what this is here. Zoom in a little bit. So it has a lot of sort of the essential information that we would need in order for someone at your agency to fulfill that order. So yeah, go ahead and print off a couple of these, hand them out to your salespeople, and when they're ready to order, get them to fill this out. So another question that we get asked quite a bit here is that digital advertising is great for my clients, and what's excellent about it is that they're only paying for what whoever clicks on the ad. There's real proof of performance, real return on investment. But what about my agency? What about if I want to actually generate some new leads for my company, for my agency, and potentially sell them some more digital marketing solutions, potentially sell them a digital advertising solution? We have a new solution at Vendasta called Digital Client Generation, and essentially it's just a strategy that we've developed with some of our partners. And the idea is we have something called our Snapshot widget. And this widget is a lead generation tool. You can install it on your website. You can install it on a landing page. It allows someone who visits your website, who sees the widget, it allows a business owner to go fill in their information and request a snapshot report from your agency. And on the back end, we notify an assigned salesperson. They get a hot lead notification in their Sales and Success Center, and they're able to follow up with that hot lead right away, and they're able to follow up with that client. So essentially, it's a form fill that actually gives a really valuable piece of content to whoever filled out that lead that filled out the request for that content. So we're combining that with digital advertising. And this is essentially how it's going to work. Client is going to search for something like digital advertising. Maybe they're searching for a digital marketing solution, and they find your business on Facebook. So we're using Facebook primarily for this service. This your ad might look similar to this. We of course take care of all the marketing with this. We take care of all the of actually fulfilling the order and having the ads show up for those people that you're targeting. And it asks them to fill in some information to request a snapshot report on a landing page. And all they need to put in is their first name, email address, their business name, should automatically populate. And then 10 minutes later, they'll get an email with that snapshot report. And of course, on the back end, we have the salesperson who is at your agency who gets a hot lead notification that someone did go in and fill out that request for that report through the snapshot widget, and they can follow up with them right away. So why let Vendasta do this for you? We guarantee 40,000 impressions with this. We use specific targeting on Facebook. We find that works very, very well for a lot of our clients to go Facebook only and advertise only to particular clients, sets of clients or prospects on Facebook. And of course, we get that hot lead notification system that allows salespeople to be notified. The cost of this is roughly $750 per month with a $150 campaign development fee. So if you wanted to get more information on this, definitely contact your partner success manager. We can get this set up for you. Ordering it is really, really easy. All you need to do is fill out the campaign we're looking for is we're looking for phone calls. So if you order a premier phone calls package, just specify it's for your agency. We'll configure the snapshot widget. We'll set up the landing page. We take care of everything for you. Essentially, if you just want more leads for your agency, this is a great solution to use. And it's all connected to Sales and Success Center, so all works seamlessly with the rest of the Vendasta platform. So again, if you have any more questions about that, I'm happy to answer them here if you want to type them in the question box, or definitely contact your partner success manager for more information on that. So with that said, that's the end of today's webinar. I do have time for some questions here. So if anyone has any questions, you can definitely shout them out now. Let me just take a look here really quick. So Darth Vader asks, are the Pittsburgh Steelers your favorite football team? If not, why? What do you think? What do you think, Abby? Do you have a favorite team?
To be honest, no. So I'm sorry that I'm disappointing, but
I don't watch football personally. So, well, we watch Canadian football up here, and my team's the Saskatchewan Roughriders. So, yeah, sorry for the disappointment for any of our NFL fans. Robert asks, will this deck be available afterward? Absolutely, Robert. So all of our webinars are actually posted in our resource center. So if you head over to support.vendasta.com, they are on our YouTube channel as well. You can just watch them if you like. But if you actually want the deck itself, head over to training videos in our resource center. You notice that they're all posted here. So this is the one that happened last week, the product webinar that happened last week, and we post the PowerPoint presentation along with it too. So you can definitely check this out later. Typically it's posted like, it might be posted later today or tomorrow, but towards the end of the week after we're done with all the webinars for the week. So just keep an eye out for that. Actually, you know what? Instead of keeping an eye out for it, you can just be reminded if you like. So if you want to be reminded anytime a new product webinar gets posted, if you follow the article, follow the section in the resource center, you'll get an email notification anytime something new is posted. All right, got a question from Barb here. Is store visits and landing page visits considered the same conversion? As far as I know, yes, it is. So typically in a landing page, we're looking for like a form fill or something for someone to, it's like requesting more information from that particular business. So correct me if I'm wrong, Abby.
No, you're right. So landing pages focus more on a particular action. So it could be downloading a PDF or it could be filling a form from the landing page.
Awesome. So if you're looking for if you have clients that are just looking for landing page conversion, definitely just order that phone calls option, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, I guess. We might have to change the name of that package in the future. Maybe we have something in the pipeline to do that. We have some stuff in the works, guys. So we'll make it a lot more clear going forward, particularly to answer that question there, Barb. Question here from Robert as well. A la carte, what percentage does the agency take off the top? So what is our cut, I believe you're asking? And typically that's 25%. So again, just keep that in mind when you're setting your margins. And that's on the monthly cost for the campaign. We also do have a setup fee or a one-time setup fee for those campaigns too. So Steve here asks, multiply which two numbers? So if we're going back to the AdWords section in the snapshot report, I'm suggesting multiply possible clicks by the average cost per click. And it's going to give you, like in this example, it gives you like a really, really big number. But this is BMW San Francisco. So maybe they do want to run like a $60,000, $70,000 AdWords campaign. It's up to them. But, that just gives the business owner an idea of the value of these clicks. Of course, the campaign doesn't run rampant. Like if they have a budget of, $500, we aren't going to just run the campaign, or, this isn't how Google AdWords works, right? You set your budget and it adjusts depending on what your budget is. But it just shows them the potential of how many possible clicks and how many things it might be, what kind of money they're leaving on the table. It depends on really what the cost per lead is worth to that particular business. So for BMW of San Francisco, if their cost per lead is, if they feel like, a new customer to them is worth, $100,000, then this is probably worth it for them. Okay, great. So hopefully that answers your question there, Steve. I have a question, just a comment here from Lisa saying a lot of the pricing says call sales, and that's if you're looking in the platform here. So it says contact sales for pricing, and mostly that has to do with all of our advertising products. And that's mostly because things aren't, pricing varies, right? Like it really depends on what the budget is of your client. So if they want to spend more money, then they can spend more money on ads. Like it just delivers better results. The bigger the budget they have, the better the results, essentially. If you want to look more into like minimum costs and like what the setup fees are, we do have some information in the files down below here. So we're looking at, it should be in FAQs here. So take a look at that. A really good resource, though, definitely is the pricing guide there, Lisa. So if you go to vendasta.com/pricing and just scroll down a little bit, we do have this pricing guide that you can download. If you click Get Pricing Guide, that has that information kind of laid out a little bit more seamlessly for those particular things, for digital ads in particular. And if you have questions about that, definitely reach out to your partner success manager, and they'd be more than happy to walk you through that type of thing. I know it's a little complicated in the platform. Our platform, we're doing some work right now just to increase the amount of clarity in how digital ads are priced and how you can, really see the breakdown of your what you're getting through it. But for now, maybe your best resource is just to check out that pricing guide. So, you know what, Lisa here, you asked again here, can you just send me a link to the costs, the actual pricing guide itself? So let me just grab you all a link here. Give me 1 second, everyone. I have an internal link here, so you don't actually have to, put in your email address and name and stuff to download that pricing guide. Give me 1 moment. I'm just gonna chat this out to you. Just grabbing it here. Great questions, by the way. There's a few other questions I'm going to get to here in just a second. So that link I just sent everyone right there, you can click on that and it'll just directly download a PDF with the pricing guide for you. So you can check out the pricing. Excellent. So I have a question here from Malcolm. Just 1 second, Malcolm. It's just a little cut off in my window. Oh, perfect. So how many months are recommended for the agency Facebook advertising? $750 a month. So the minimum that we recommend, or that we require actually, is 3 months. That's really to deliver some good results to your clients and to show them some return on investment and for performance. But what would you recommend, Abby? Like, what's a good time frame for if I'm a business owner and I want to run Facebook ads for roughly $750 a month? How long should I run that ad campaign for?
So as you said, I think we should still aim for a minimum of 3 months. So one of the biggest advantages of online or digital ads is you can measure results. So when our team looks at the result end of 2 weeks or 4 weeks, we can see how the campaign is performing and make changes to the campaign to make it better and deliver more results for an advertiser. So month 2 and 3 is when they start seeing actual value in the results. So we want to make sure we keep them on those months 2 and 3 so we can deliver results for them.
Is there ever a time where you may want to revisit your campaign strategy? Like if I've been running it for like 10 years, maybe it's time to like go back and like revisit some things, or well, how does that work?
Definitely. So with any advertising, it's important to keep your brand fresh. So you have to update your creative, go after different audience. Sometimes you may not even know that there's a new audience that you can go after that will bring you more results. So those are things that my team looks at when we send reports out. We make sure that what else can we do to make this campaign better, and then we also add a note saying, okay, so if you're going to change tactic here to produce better results.
That's really good to know. Like that's a big part of doing digital ads through Vendasta, is that you don't have to worry about the campaign creative ever going stale, because we're constantly evaluating it and looking at the results and then figuring better strategies for campaigns that might be getting a little old. Awesome. I have a question here from Malcolm. Thanks for joining, everyone. By the way, it's been asking questions. Absolutely fantastic. Keep them coming. This is really great. So the question is, can you give an example of the total cost for dentists? What do you think, Abby?
So that is a tough question to answer because it totally depends on the market and the population, right? So if we include search, there could be like a million people in the city that's looking for dentist, or there could be like only 300 people that's searching for dentist. So please reach out to your partner success manager, and then we'll give you an estimate on how much would be the perfect spend within that market, and then you'll be able to present that to your client.
Awesome. Another question here from Malcolm. Sorry, I skipped over Robert here. So Robert here has a question about. I'm sorry, Robert. I totally missed this first question that you asked here. I'm just going back to this now. So, is there a real-time portal where partners can access ad campaign data? Oh my God, this is the best question ever, because we have such exciting news to share. Should we spill the beans, Abby? What do you think?
For sure. So, Robert, just so you know, we are working on a dashboard which you should be getting access to in the next couple of weeks for sure. We'll send you a link so you can access and see real-time data for all the campaigns that we are running for you. And then if you have any questions, you can reach out to us. That's a big change for us because we've been sending reports bi-weekly, monthly, depending on the stage of the campaign. So this is something that's going to be at your fingertips. Anytime you want, you can look at your campaigns.
Robert just commented, freaking awesome. Thanks. Oh man, when I first saw this, I was like blown away. Like it's going to be so good. You guys can log in at any time, see how any of your campaigns are performing from an admin level. And then in addition to that, your clients are still going to have that workflow where they can log into the business center and access their the PDF version of their report. That's right. That's not going away. They can still access it in the exact same spot. Same to you as well. You can go into Business Center and look at those PDF campaign reports. To answer the follow-up, that answers the follow-up to the other part of your question here. You asked, do I have to wait for the report to be uploaded every 10 plus days? Not anymore. You can go in at any time you want and see how that's performing. So I hope you guys are excited as I am for that. Mike dropped. That's right, Rob. Okay, question here from Malcolm. How do we show clients increased business? So that's a really good question. So we do get a lot of questions like this, particularly for our strategy focuses, right? So I'm just going back to my slides here. So like, how do we actually show businesses that they got more phone calls and they actually got more store visits? Abby, did you want to get into that?
Yeah, for sure. So in terms of phone calls, so we use a technology where we would provide a call forwarding phone number that for your client, let's say a website or landing page. And based on that, we can record the phone calls and give you a recording of that live call. So which means you can go back to your client and show them, hey, this call came to you on the 3rd of this month, and here's a recording showing proof of performance. When it comes to campaigns that focus on store visits, again, we use a technology that's based on GPS. It's going to tell when somebody's going to a competition and they enter a particular store of your business's store, and we can measure that and give you in the report saying, 300 people, or we served 300 impressions to people that visited competition A store. From there, 20 of them clicked the ad and went into your business's store. Or we can say 50 of them saw the ads after going to competition A store and then came into your store. So those metrics are available on the reports that we provide to you.
Yeah, and what's really cool about those, like, we get there's a lot of questions, a lot of sort of like mystery behind like how that technology actually works. But the way that we're performing a lot of this work is through technology that's not really available directly through Facebook or directly through Google, right? We have other technology that we use on our back end to really deliver those results to your clients. So I highly do recommend checking out these different packages: phone calls, store visits, phone calls and store visits, just for that sole reason. If you want to just sell based on the end result, we're going to really be able to deliver on the end result because we have that technology available. That's right. Awesome. I have another question here from Malcolm. So who designs the ads? What are the costs? That's a great question. What do you think, Abby?
So Malcolm, the cost for designing ads are included in your campaign. So if you have a SMB that wants to run a campaign on display, we would design the ads. Just give us the information that you want on the ads, and we'll build something and send you a proof. And once you and the business approves that, we'll run with that for the campaign.
It's really great. Like we have an amazing graphic designer on a team. His name's Pascal. And I was just speaking over his shoulder the other day, and he was actually doing some work for Dairy Queen, which is, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on a webinar, but I already said it. But it's crazy. It's like we're actually using like marketing materials and putting together a nice campaign for, a major fast food franchise. And it looked absolutely amazing. Great. So I have one last question here from Malcolm again. Thank you for all the questions, Malcolm. Really awesome to have this level of engagement on our webinars, and hope to see you all again next week as well. So definitely check out vendasta.com/webinars and register ahead of time. So the question here is, are there any retargeting ads included in this service that you offer?
So it is not included by default, but it is something that we do throw into a campaign if we see it's the right strategy to use. So it could be a campaign that's for a service-based industry because it's not one-time purchase. People are going to come back and again. So something like a restaurant. So retargeting is included on campaigns like those. Again, so it's based on the strategy and the goal of the SMB. So if they want to include that, then for sure we'll add that. And if you when you spoke to the client and they specifically asked for retargeting to be included, just let us know in the order form, and we'll make sure we'll send you the pixel to enable retargeting.
Yeah, that's the one thing with retargeting. So there's a little bit more setup involved, maybe.
A little bit more, and it also depends on the traffic that is the business is getting on their site. So if the business is getting only 50 unique visitors to the site, then there's a lot of people to retarget. So we use it only as an add-on, but not as a standalone campaign at any point.
Okay, that's a good thing to know. Good strategy to know about. Another question here from Malcolm: do we do split testing of ads?
So we do have different ad sizes that we use to see which ads are engaging, and also when we see results at the end of, let's say, 2 weeks, a month, whenever we see results, and if you feel the campaign is not performing, we'll always reach out to you to see if we can make any changes to the campaign. And when it comes to Facebook, so we, depending on the budget, if the budget allows, then we do some split testing.
Awesome. I'm sorry, last one. So Robert has one last question here. How many ad sets do you offer? Do you know what he means by that? Could you be a little bit more specific, maybe? Sorry, that was Malcolm that asked that question. How many ad sets? Oh, sorry, going back to the last question there. Sorry, Malcolm.
So I think right now we are building almost like 5 different ad sizes for display. So it's like 300 by 250, 300 by 50, 320 by 50, 300 by 600, 100 by 600. I think those are the ad sizes that we build right now for display. Excellent.
Great questions, Malcolm. Definitely reach out again to your partner success manager, Malcolm, if you have any additional questions after the webinar here. We might be able to just get Abby on the phone with you here, and he can answer a lot of those questions that you might have as well. So I'm just waiting on one last question from Robert. No, I think that's it. No other questions from Robert? Are you good to go, Robert? Another question here from. Robert's good to go. Robert's good to go, but I do have one last question here from Peter, and then we'll call it a day for the webinar. Again, thank you for everyone who joined us today. But Peter's question here is, I don't see the AdWords and Facebook packages available on the price list. Where can I find this? Yeah, it actually has not been updated yet. We're doing some work on the back end here just to improve some of the marketing materials we have in the pricing guide. For that, basically, rule of thumb, minimum $300, $150 setup fee, and you can get more information from the products tab here under a la carte. But we'll keep an eye out for this. We'll have a little bit more information. We'll make it a little bit more clear in the future there for you, Peter. So if you really want something concrete, you can definitely check back in the pricing guide for that information. Okay, well, that's it. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Thank you, Abby. It's been a pleasure to have you. First ever webinar.
It's awesome. Thank you. Thanks, everyone, for the great questions.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely fantastic. We'll have to do another one of these in the future. This seems to be a really popular topic for a lot of us. Again, check us out next week. Join Vendasta.com/webinars for more information. And definitely check out a lot of that awesome November ads content that's coming out. Just visit Vendasta.com/blog for all that content. Awesome. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.